So during Tuesday, when I got back to the hotel, I started hiccuping for at least over an hour. Then afterwards, my stomach became really upset. Then I started vomiting at least 6 times. Then afterwards, I became very, very weak and tired. And then I started to get a fever. Then after that, I end up vomiting again. And then I ended up getting a fever once again. During midnight morning is where I started to have abdominal pain, intense abdominal pain in my stomach, and I started to get a fever once again. So that was during Wednesday. So Thursday midnight morning is where I started to have my headache was just intense. So this is 2 days from Wednesday going on to Thursday. My head started hurting. I started to get really intense headache straight. It won't go away. And now I'm feeling very dizzy. And when I move, I feel like I'm just moving. I'm just like everything's moving around me. So when I first came back to New York City, and I started eating and started sleeping, I feel like I'm not sleeping once again. And not only that, something new that is presented to me, whereas that I don't feel like that I'm eating. When I eat food and when I drink, I don't feel like I'm drinking. When I'm eating, I don't feel like I'm eating. Now this is just going too far. And when I started to go outside, I feel like I've experienced the day before, more likely all the time. So that's the tapping to the active time. The multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence is making me tap into the active time. And not only me, my sister and my mother. But that's for my sister, my mother, it's once in a while. But for me, it's always. I'm being able to experience every single moment of what I do. Like when I say something, I feel like I've experienced that I said something like that already. And when my mom says something or my sister, I already already have an idea that not only more like an awareness, being able to tap into their way they actually think, and already know the way they think and the way they say these things already. So it started to happen more and more. This multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence is going too far. My head is just really hurting me. Really terrible headache, man. 2 days straight, non-stop. And I have a serious bad taste in my mouth, and my stomach is really irritated. It feels kind of off. So this is what I'm talking about. I couldn't even sleep during midnight morning. All I kept getting is dreams back and forth. Alright? The multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence keeps showing me, keeps simulating these dreams where it shows me how it has a FedEx truck flying in the air and airplane flying in the air. Then once it goes from that, it goes from showing me a store where there's beverages in a store, and it's in a refrigerator, like water in the refrigerator, or there's a refrigerator that's holding Arizona juices and different brands of beverages. And then it just keeps going. It keeps doing it constantly. It won't stop. I feel very dizzy. Alright, not only that. So it happened yesterday where my mom said that she's running out of money, just like how I stated it on Gita YouTube video channel, and on my other video about how the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence wants to put me in an isolated location so it can have complete control. It's physical. When I mean complete complete control, make sure to put me in an isolated location physically, allow me to put myself in a, because it knows the situation that I'm in, all right, and pretty much it knows how to try to force me in that position because of the way it's been managing me since I was a little kid. Trying to put me in a shelter so I can get back into the curfew and back into the programs. My mom and my mother was this. My mom introduced the idea about shelter, and that's one of the reasons why I left New York City. And not only that, if you look at the isolation location video where I mentioned about the hotel and the motel, and I stated it, I had clarified what the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence intentionally wanted to do, and it happened the way I said it. I'm correct. It's correct. Make sure that my mom spends all her tax money so we can end up in a situation. My sister, during the time when we was leaving the motel in Florida, my sister said to me that my mother is confused and she doesn't know what she's doing. My sister had said that to me. I didn't say that to her. I said nothing about confused or anything. She introduced the idea to me, indicating that I am correct on what I stated on my YouTube comment and Gina video comment. Now, it's going to keep maintaining that error by means putting me in making sure to simulate these situations to set it. It's setting it because it's simulating it. It creates it in a simulation. And it has, like I said, the real creator made sure that this multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence within the quantum computer is programmed to manage humanity, because the real creator gave that to the software engineers. The real creator who completely created this place gave them our DNA algorithms and gave them a copy of this place, DNA algorithms itself. So basically, they're limited to certain things because only the real creator can actually have a complete copy of how things are simulated. So it's really going far out to put me in a situation that's, like I said, I'm correct. It's going the way I said it. There's no way that I randomly thought about it. I've followed through the patterns. So when I mentioned patterns, or when I asked my mother about certain things, right? Like when she introduced the idea about shelter and different things, she said she's coming to New York City. She said to me, hold on. My mother said to me when she comes to New York City, she's going to be very confident and very strong, get strong, right? But yet, as soon as we got to New York City, she's not talking in the same way she was talking when she was in Florida. Now, when I introduced the idea about the way we are being managed, she comes back to throw in the word positive, and then she said that I'm thinking negative, but she's the one who introduced something negative to me. I never said anything negative, and when I explained the situation, she comes back to saying negative. Negative, and throw in the word positive, that she's the one who's thinking positive, but she always gives me the negative responses. She's claiming that I'm giving her the negative responses, but she's the one who's introducing the negative responses to me, and then claiming that she's the one who's thinking positive. And my sister had noticed this, right? When my mother, during the time, after creating the video about the grown man in the mall from the dreams, the next following day, the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence made a comment about me being a big grown man. And then she started to become very impatient with me because we had to arrive in the lower lobby, the lower level actually, for the hotel to eat breakfast. And she was very impatient with me. She never gave me a chance to put on my shoes. She made an excuse, and my sister noticed that. It's very noticeable. She noticed that our mother is, very impatient with me. My head is just really hurting me, man. So intense headache. 2 days straight, intense headache. And vomiting. I was vomiting like crazy. And I had intense... My stomach was hurting me. I never vomit. The last time I vomit was when I was a little kid. Alright? I never vomit that many times as a little kid, but this is just too many times. And I don't take any chemical substances. I don't take any drugs or anything or liquor. Alright? Because that's compatible to the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence. It's really ridiculous. And tomorrow, as my mom said that she either had to leave from this hotel to go to either live in a room for at least 15 days for $500 or check us into a shelter. Now, when she mentioned about shelter yesterday to me, she and my sister mentioned that it's different, right? That it's different, it's not the same, and we can live in a shelter as a family, right? So she completely opposes my idea when I mention something, so she can actually get me into that program, back in the system. Yet they have money. The shelter has money has quick money from the government to put people in a shelter. Yet they don't have quick money to put people in an apartment. Because in a shelter, they can send you to programs and make money off of the people who's actually living there and sending them to different programs. And that's what I saw here. And they had money. The government's had money to pay for the people, the employees who's working in the shelter, so they can make them as miserable as possible. And she also complained about how the employees said that they wanted to make everybody there miserable as possible. We couldn't even have no air conditioner or anything. We were sweating our butt off and we was hungry. We were starving. All right? That was 2012, and that's when I had money in my bank. I had at least $300 in my bank account, and I spent it all on food, all right? Making my mom and me, and I'm trying to keep up with high school, eat food at that time because we ran out of food stamp money. And I was making money online. I had made preparations for things like that as an emergency, and it simply just disappeared like that because we just didn't have enough money to keep up with it. And I tried applying for jobs. The only job that I had was to invest money online, and I was just relying on my stocks online. Alright. That they made sure that every single person turned against, every single person had a fake mentality around me. So that's my father, my cousins, my aunt. Alright, and I'm in 12th grade. And I had to focus on school, and this is not looking good. Why is it that 12th grade is when I'm near to graduation, everybody's turning against, everybody has that same mentality. Everybody think exactly alike about me, and I haven't done nothing to make them think like that about me. So where is this idea originated from? It originated from the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence by means of the thought interval to generate these key information. These thought keys that is completely been reprogrammed by how the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence assigned these keys, so it can actually automatically set their thoughts to process these thought keys immediately when they come to having my awareness, by my complete physical form of awareness, my physical form, and the way I think, my mentality itself about me, so they can be able to distract themselves from being able to think properly about me, because they've been reprogrammed, obviously. It's ridiculous. I feel really, 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 really weak right now. It's just going too far. I don't know. I pretty much know where it's going to lead to. So tired. When I talk, my head feels really dizzy, and it starts to hurt. My whole entire neck is hurting me like crazy. My back, where my nervous system is located at, the nervous system, back of my neck, hurts so bad. Dang. And like I mentioned about it on YouTube, on my YouTube video about isolated location, how the multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence wants my mother to spend at least $600 per week, and that's rent money. That's a month worth of rent money for being in a motel in Florida, and you have access to more things, you know. When you're over there, I can't even eat properly. We're not eating properly here. Can't even cook. She's saying that we're gonna end up going to the shelter. Now, when she mentioned to me about today, she mentioned to me about it's different. Now, she didn't say that yesterday. When it comes to talking about the paperwork, that I need proof of paperwork of all my bank statements. Now she introduced the idea because I wasn't living with her. I was living with my father. That's why I need to show proof of address to show them where I was living. I showed them that one Chase statement for my bank account statement, and it wasn't enough during the time of 2012. I needed at least over 6 months worth of statements to prove to them that I was staying at that address, because my package's address wasn't just enough. It's not going to be easy going back to that environment. It's going to be tough because there's going to be curfew, and not only curfew, they want to send the people to the programs. You're going to have employees going back and forth in their place and their food, and without even your permission. They just do it. They do it. They go in everybody's place when they're gone, and they search up to your bags and your personal belongings in your fridge. And one of the things that happened during 2012 is where I clipped my nails during July 4th, 2012, in a bathtub. Right? I always clip my nails in the bathtub, and I make sure to properly rinse my nail clippers in the bathtub. And either a few days later, I end up seeing nail clippers all over my hair product. Because I always manage my hair properly, because I have waves in my hair. So I noticed that the nail didn't belong to me. It belonged to someone else. The nails. Someone clipped their nails, and I noticed that the nails is a bit longer than mine. One of the employees clipped their nails. They ended up clipping their nails on top of my product. And it's a direct message. The multi-agent quantum artificial intelligence directed that message. And not only that, there was a dead rat under the fridge. And the employees that was in the shelter that was going in the rooms, was acting pretty off. My mom noticed it too. We left from there. That wasn't a good place. We spent 4 months, May 5th, all the way to September, very early September. So, alright, this is the end of the video. So I'm done with this video, because my mom is about to come.